Alright folks, tonight we are making breakfast for dinner. I love breakfast for dinner. I usually don't eat breakfast for breakfast because I don't eat breakfast. But I like it for dinner. So we're going to start off here with some Idaho potatoes here. We're going to make some hash brown. Just take your grater here, shred them up, and you can do them covered, lovered, smothered, however you like. Now today.
It's easy, easy, chef.
So Mrs. Chef just mentioned that we doing everything Amish these days, well, pretty much. Now you can buy frozen hash browns, and I don't like frozen hash browns. They ain't too good to me. I do like the dehydrated ones, like ones you add some water to and have the onion powder and all already in them. Those are pretty good, but it's a potato, man. You're just shredding it. It ain't that hard. You get little flakes and you can make hash brown. It's a really simple thing to do. But so few people actually do it. They buy the frozen or the dehydrated. They're just grating some potatoes. Just don't take your fingertips off and you're good. Get down to about there and toss that away. There we go. Now there is something I do when I'm making homemade potatoes like that. I try to get at least a little bit of the starch out because they're really starchy when you shred them like that. So what I do is put them back in this bowl here, and I'm just going to pour a little water over them. Let them sit for about 5 minutes. That'll help take a little bit of the starch out, so it's not that way they don't. If you don't do that, they're going to cake up on you real bad when you go to put them in a skillet. Because all that starch is sticking together and you have more like a pancake. Now if you want that, that's fine and dandy, but I like them to be a little more loose, so I'm gonna put a little water on them. There we go. Like I said, that's gonna let that starch leach out there a little. And we'll do that for about 5 minutes. Alright, so meanwhile, we're going to get some sourdough toast here with some butter on it, ready to go off in the oven to toast. Alright, so there is potatoes we had sitting off in the water. We're going to go ahead and drain them off now in this colander. Help take a little bit of the starch out of it. Make them a little bit more loose when we put them in the skillet there. Alright there, we got them drained off here. What we're going to do now is add a couple of things to this and let them season up. So we got some onion powder. Got a little garlic powder. We got some salt. And we got some pepper here. This is 3 whole potatoes worth, which is probably way more than what you actually need. But go home or go big, right? Or go big or go home. Something like that. Now you're going to toss this in here. What this does, this makes it kind of like the dehydrated ones you would get. So if you go to like a Waffle House, they have a dehydrated mix they use. And I've showed y'all some of those on here before on the show. And they rehydrate them. They come out perfect every time. They're great. Great product. But if you got potatoes laying around your house here and you want to make breakfast, this is pretty simple to make. And you can get pretty much the same flavor profile by adding the onion powder and the garlic powder and salt and pepper to it. So behind me here, I've got some vegetable oil heating up. We're about to drop these in there. We got that pretty well mixed. Just make sure you mix it up real good so it's not too oniony in one spot or too salty in one spot. That'll be perfect if it's all mixed up good there.
Okay.
Alright, that should be good and hot there. Remember when you're putting something like this into hot grease, you put a little more grease than what you'd think. It's probably about a quarter cup or so in there. Maybe not quite a quarter cup, but somewhere close to that. Get close to the grease and release. If you go dropping it from way up here, it's going to splash all over you. Mistake I see a lot of people making. It burns yourself really bad. Ooh, that smells good already. Really do. Smell them seasonings and all. Alright, so what you want to do is kind of fill in the little spots here. And remember, when you're making hash browns, just let it go until you start seeing some brownness around the edges. There we go. Pretty evenly distributed there. So you see here, we got a little bit of this browning going on. So kind of lift up the edge. It ain't quite as brown as we like it. So we're going to let it sit just a little longer until you start seeing a nice darker brown like a hash brown. Then we'll start flipping this over. So we're getting close to our flip here. And the thing with the flip, what I like to do to make it easy, it's you flip this whole skillet. With a hash brown in the middle, it never cooks as much as the edges, so it'll usually stick on the middle or something on you, cause a big ass mess. So I'm gonna show you an easy way to do this. I divide this skillet into 4, and this is like a 10-inch skillet here. Divide it in half. Come on, cut through there. That was being a little stubborn. There we go. Then I divide it again. You gotta see how that's sticking there in places, and that's what I'm talking about there. You're gonna have some stick going on. That's gonna cause you a big mess when you go to flip it if you're trying to flip it all at one time. So let that go just a little longer there. Then what we're gonna do is go up underneath here, like so. Flip that section right there, see? That's looking delicious. Yeah, same thing, we let that section go for a while. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the rest of these here. You can see this side of the skillet over here is hotter because it's not as brown. Let this side over here go just a little longer for that reason. There he is. I'm cooking up real nice. I'm let them go a little bit longer on each side here, on this other side here, and then those will be done. Just make sure the middle cooks all the way through there. This raw potato ain't no damn good. I mean, you go off eating raw potato and all, you might turn into a potato. Ain't nobody want to walk around looking like Mr. Potato Head. So what I got here for meat portion of breakfast is some thin cut, damn, aren't them beautiful? Thin cut strip steaks. I'm not a big fan of strip steak as far as grilling them and all. They're not nearly as good as like a ribeye or something, but for breakfast, I love a strip steak, a real thin cut strip steak you can pan sear. And those look absolutely gorgeous. Good marbling in there and all, they're gonna be good. Let's season these up. Hash browns over there looking pretty damn good, so they're getting close. So on these, we're gonna keep these pretty simple. Just some salt, some pepper, I like to put just a little bit of granulated garlic on there. Because it's breakfast, we don't need anything too crazy here. That's it. Do the other side and you're ready to go. Our crowns looking delicious. Let's go ahead and pull these up. I think these are ready to go here. They looking and smelling good. I know they're gonna be good. You see how easy that is to make them at home? And you can smother them, cover them, love them, whatever you want to do. Now if you're loving them, like loving on them, don't invite me over. I don't want none of that. There, looky there, looky there, looky there. I know them's gonna be good. What I'm doing here to take off that extra grease, put them on paper towel and a plate here. They're gonna be good. I'm gonna let that little corner right there sit in the grease for just a second because it didn't quite cook as much as the rest of it here. And this burning hot piece right here, we're about to stick in our mouth here. Let's blow on it. Let's see what these taste like. Them are delicious. Absolutely delicious. All right, get you out of there. Get your ass out of there. All right, that very same skillet there, we just wiped it down here with the cloth. Put a little more vegetable in there for our steak. And that's a good hot skillet. That's why we didn't want to cool it down and rinse it. There wasn't no reason to rinse it. It just had the little bit of grease in there from the potatoes. All right, here we go. I haven't seasoned this other side yet. We'll do that right in the skillet there. We'll do two at a time. You don't want to crowd your skillet there. You get it steaming. You don't want to steam your steak. You want it to be, let that steam evaporate, and you want that nice seal in there. So we'll do that third steak by itself. Same process. I'm not going to put the garlic on this side, just salt and pepper. That's it. I just want the garlic on that one side. It'll be too strong because it's such a thin steak. There we go. A little bit of coach of salt. We good. So there we is. Remember, these are real super thin. You ain't got to cook them very long. Get a nice browning on that side and flip them over there. About a minute or so on that side. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, it's looking delicious. So the Waffle House, you'll notice they got a little metal thing that stand there and keep everything pressed down. We don't have that available. So what we're gonna do is, if your fat right here will sometimes curl on me, if you want to just lay down. See a little cut right there, and it'll lay on down. Kind of like bologna. You fry bologna, and they curl up, a little slit in it, and lay it back down like so. So that's fast. It's about 2 minute cooking there, and you're ready to roll on those steaks. Don't take long at all. Last thing we're gonna make here for this breakfast at dinner is a couple of over easy eggs here. So when I'm doing my eggs, I like to have them on a very low heat. Let them slowly come up, as you can see here. Now I usually use a smaller skillet, but I don't have a small skillet with me right now, so this skillet's a little big. So what I try to do is move it all to one edge. That way I don't have egg all the way over here all crazy looking and all thin. They look like normal, over easy eggs. Fancy ketchup. I think it is spicy. Yes. No, it's just, yeah, it's fancy. I thought it was spicy ketchup. So, before you get ready to flip, the handle's here. What I like to do is get the eggs over right in front of me at 12 o'clock. The handle is 6 o'clock. Or it can be 1 o'clock or 8 o'clock, whatever clock you want. Your world. They look pretty righteous and ready to flip. So we're gonna go ahead and flip these. Just like so. Easy as that. Easy as pie. Beautiful huevos. There we go, folks. Breakfast for your dinner. I guarantee it's going to be delicious. Well, thanks for watching this. You can throw a little Tabasco on your eggs there, a little ketchup on your hash brown, and you be set. You can use some steak sauce, whatever you like. That's up to you. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.